Alright, let's try it. Let's go. Fairlight. Nothing. Hello. So, we're almost there. One major thing to do today is to get sampling up and running, and then a bit of work to tidy up the Fairlight, to tidy up the cabling, and get it ready to go into the studio. So once again, I've got to inject 15 volts into the sampling card, which is actually called the master card. So the master card looks after not only the sampling, but also all of the voice activity on the Fairlight. So once we've done that, it's just a matter of hooking up an audio input into the master card, and then from there, we should have sampling. Scooby-Doo. That doesn't look good. Alright, that didn't work. Fairlight. Nothing. There it is. Oh, there it is. Works, just got to get rid of that hum. So the way to get rid of the hum is to do one of the jobs I've been putting off for ages. It's time to actually mount the power supply, to clean up all the cabling, and to actually put the Fairlight together properly. Well, properly in the way I'm building it. So you can see I'm using 2 bolts to actually hold the power supply on. Once again, this is just to get the system up, just to get the system in the studio so I can use it for a while, and then we'll add some proper power supplies and we'll actually try and deal with the lack of voices, which obviously is going to be quite tricky, but we'll see what we can do. So, it's connected, it's up, it's running, and the Fairlight's booting. This is good stuff. So a little bit of cable management and we should be a lot closer to where we need to be. So the next thing to do is get the input and output actually mounted onto the case. I'm marking up here for all of the inputs and outputs that I'll eventually need, but right at the moment, obviously, as I keep saying, we've only got one voice card. So you can see the MIDI socket there is on a bit of a strange angle, so I'll fix that up, I'll put a proper video out, and that should have the mainframe pretty good to go. So the final task for this part of the build is to actually put the HXC, so the floppy disk emulator, into a case. Now I'm not going to move the whole floppy disk emulator in here, I'm just going to bring across the display and the buttons that I need, and that way the floppy emulator can still run inside the Fairlight nice and secure and safe. So once again, time to do a bit of drilling. So as you might have noticed, I'm not using a project case for this. This is actually designed for a display to go outside. but it was the best thing I could find within a reasonable amount of time in these sort of strange times where everything seems to take forever to be delivered. So carefully soldering everything together. It's always hard to actually film someone soldering. The soldering iron's always where you want the camera to be, which is always very tricky. So we are done. We have a very good external control for the Fairlight. That means it's time to put it in the studio. So that brings the build portion of this video series to an end for the moment. Next time, we'll take a look at the operation of the Fairlight and some features that you might not know about. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.